Hey guys, my name is Batumio, and today we have learned that DICE has some interesting plans in store for the attack helicopter in Battlefield 4. Right now on the CTE, they are currently in the process of changing up all of the aircrafts. They want to make air combat a little bit more interesting, and so basically across the board, all air vehicles are going to be seeing some small tweaks here and there. But one thing that took me by surprise are the changes to the attack helicopter. You may have heard in the past, this is a little bit of old news, that the attack chopper, and I think also the transport, is seeing an increase in its maneuverability and its agility. You can now do backflips, barrel rolls, and overall, it just is a hell of a lot more fun to fly around on this thing because the movement has been increased. But one thing that took me by surprise is that it looks like they're going to be nerfing the power of the TV missile. The TV missile is easily one of the main reasons why you fly in the attack helicopter. It does good damage against enemy aircrafts. While it does take some skill to land those shots, it's also phenomenal at taking out tanks down on the ground. Like, that's the main function of why you're in that vehicle. And so what they're doing is flat out reducing the damage. They are going to be adding in an attack modifier, which we'll get to here in a second, but they're also reducing its travel time so that that fuzzy screen, that static screen, will pop up way faster than it did in the past. And so the worry that I have, and I'm assuming the worry that you may have as well, is that while the movement is going to be a huge step in the right direction, like that is going to do wonders for this vehicle, are we taking 2 steps back by nerfing the overall damage of the TV missile, like the main reason why you're flying around with the attack helicopter? That being said though, they also have plans on changing the way that you reload and resupply the TV missile. The biggest difference is that it's now going to be a single launcher with 2 magazines, and it's going to resupply faster than it did in the past. And so the implications of this is that you're no longer going to be able to fire off 2 TV missiles consecutively, you know, doing 80% damage to a vehicle almost back to back. Now what they're going for is more of a consistent damage. And so they have reduced the damage overall, but what it sounds like is that you're going to be able to use this more frequently, and you're going to be able to get more of these rockets down range than you would before this patch. And so I think it's really going to come down to a lot of testing if all of these changes are going to be an improvement for the attack helicopter. One thing that I'm very interested to learn about though is what they're going to be doing with the damage multiplier. They haven't gone into the specifics yet, but I'm assuming what it's going to entail is that depending on where you hit a vehicle, it's going to do more or less damage. That's not the way it works right now with the TV missile. You hit a vehicle, as long as you get a direct hit on it, it's going to do that consistent damage 100% of the time. And so this could add in a further layer of skill that currently isn't available for the attack helicopter. First of all, when you're flying around, or you're the pilot, you need to line up those rear shots, or I'm assuming the rear shots are going to do the most, against enemy tanks. And then when you are manning the TV missile, you need to make sure that you're hitting it at the right angle to get that damage multiplier. That could be interesting. Like, that could add in a really cool dynamic, a further layer of skill that I think would overall enhance not only the TV missile, but the attack helicopter overall. And so what I'm really interested to learn about is how will all of these changes in combination affect the overall power of the attack helicopter. I think the biggest thing that is going to just make this vehicle a powerhouse is that new movement. I don't think people put enough weight on the movement for a vehicle because it really is an asset. It is a resource. The reason why the scout helicopter is as powerful as it is right now is because of its agility. It can duck behind cover. It has no problem getting away from Stinger missiles and things like that because it can move behind a building on a dime. It has no problem avoiding rockets and RPGs and the SRA because it's just flying in every single direction, and it's very difficult to predict where it's going to be at any given moment. And so the fact that the attack helicopter is going to see an increase in its movements and basically maybe not be as quick or as agile as the Scout, but definitely a lot closer to that, it's just going to increase the power of that vehicle tenfold. And so I'm really interested in learning how that change, alongside the adjustments to the TV missile, basically revamping the TV missile system entirely, how all of that in combination is going to affect the dynamic of this vehicle on the battlefield. Another thing I wanted to share with you guys today before I take off is that DICE is seriously doing an amazing job at allowing players to customize their UI to their preference. We've already gotten a big patch update. You guys already know that we have the option to change the transparency of all of the icons on their screen, but they're now taking it a step further with the hit markers and with the hipfire reticle. You may have seen a couple of videos on this before, so I'll be very brief with it, but essentially what you can do now is that if you want to change your hit marker to let you know if you get a headshot, you can do that. You can change it to red. If you want to know if you hit an enemy in the leg not getting the normal damage multiplier, you can change it to green, for example, and then you can have that final kill hit marker be completely different from all of the others and change it to blue. This change is seriously fantastic. I really do have to give a tip of my hat to DICE, because not only can you just leave it as it is, if you do not want to take advantage of it, you don't have to, but if you are a player who wants a little bit more information at their fingertips, you want to know when you get a headshot or when you killed an enemy, instantly knowing when you drop them, that information is going to be readily available to you. Same thing is true for the hipfire reticle. You want something a little bit different from white, you have the entire rainbow to choose from. So overall, I think that this is amazing. I seriously cannot give enough props for DICE for doing it, because I think that it is a phenomenal addition. But yeah, guys, that is about it for today's little update. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts about the attack helicopter. Are you liking the direction that DICE is taking? Are you not too thrilled that they are going to be nerfing the damage and also making it so that you can't fire 2 of the rockets at the same time? Let me know down below. But until tomorrow, have a good one and take it easy.